Good morning, everyone. We are pleased today to share some issues we as students of CPIT201 face and our proposed solutions to these issues. I'm going to start by giving a brief description of the course CPIT201, or also known as Introduction to Computing. Introduction to Computing is an introductory level computing course. It is aimed to familiarize students with the computer applications, and it covers different computer science subject areas. The subjects studied in this course range from data representation to operating system functionality. This course acts as a fundamental building block for computer science students. Now I'm going to move on to my colleagues who are going to explain in depth the several issues that we as students face in this course and the proposed solutions.
Hello, my name is Jumanah Faisal. The first problem that we currently face during distance education is the difficulty for students to understand chapters in the course, and I think that our comprehension would be better if we were listening and watching. Some of the parts that are difficult for us to understand are the hardware part. For example, when the professor explains some basics on the computer, I think it should be tangible lesson than just hearing and memorizing, because vision and feeling are among the most important factor of learning. If we see some bases, we will link the shapes of bases with their names and rules, which will make them present in the memory in the long run. Also, some ideas in the chapters have only one example. It is better to put more than one example in order for the student to understand the many aspects of this idea, and be as training for him as well. Secondly, I believe that the professor is a fundamental reason to make the course easier for the student and make them love it. There are some things that make the course more difficult because of them. Some professors tend to scrutinize a lot what Some professors tend to scrutinize a lot on what they ask students, and in return, they do not explain enough to students to work properly, and also ask for some tasks that the student does not have the slightest idea of. If the professors want to correct it properly, accurate, they must put all the details that the student will be held accountable for, and also answer them with what they want to avoid this. Also, the slides do not have a sufficient explanation, but rather simple idea only. Then they ask us to make a report on these chapters, and they ask for a lot of information that does not exist in the slide. I think that they should explain the chapter better and then ask us to report for that. In addition, we students hope that when we ask the professor that they respond to our answer and not tell us they understand that through YouTube and some sites. We certainly know the existence of video and explanation sites, but when we ask you, this means we want an answer from you and not tell us to watch this video. We wish the professor to be more considerate.
Hi, I'm Asal, and I'm going to talk about the problems students faced with the slides. First, the students struggled with having two sets of reference slides, so while they were studying, they were confused which one they should study from. Many students said that they are going to study from one reference without the other, and some said that they are going to study from the book. Another problem with the slides is that the two slides are totally different from each other. One of them is so brief, which brings us to the last problem, and it's the lack of information that could affect the students by making them losing marks, even though they have studied so hard. From my point of view, freshman students go under a lot of pressure since it's a new, different environment. I recommend the following solutions. The slides and their information can be combined and shortened by making it one set of slides instead of two. Also, the slides can be brief, but not to the point that could be there a lack of information. The last solution is that the slides should be clear and ambiguous by adding some details that could help the students to understand and simplify the difficult information for them.
Hi, I am Jana. Today I want to talk about the problem of the visual design of the slides. The visual design and the arrangement play an important role in convincing readers. The visual design of the slides is completely not comfortable to the eyes because there are some elements of visual design are not available in the introduction to commuting course. We can solve this problem by designing the document using graphics, understanding color. The document design consists of the elements of the page designed to produce clear information such as coloring, white space, heading, and paragraphs. Using graphics effectively to show the information of the text in graphical elements instead of a passage of text alone. Using colors correctly will help to attract the attention of the readers. Other problems that affect students. The main problem is the problem with the arrangement of the sequence of thoughts. This problem affects understanding the student in the course because the random way of presenting the information of the slides will distract the attention of the students. We should solve this problem by changing the way of arrangement of the slides and choosing arrangement more efficiently to produce the information correctly. Another problem that every student to complain is there are lots of theoretical statements. The theoretical statements are making the slides boring and without any new idea to attract the students. The solution to the problem is adding some figures and tables to make the text more interesting. Also doing some group activities about the introduction to computing course to make this course more exciting for the students. Also, there are some major issues that affect every junior student. The level of presenting the information in the slides and the way of teaching is higher than the level of educating the students. The solution is improving the way of presenting the information to produce slides that can help the students receive and understand the information easier and faster.
Hi, my name is Bayan, and I'm going to talk about some issues in the assignment and quizzes. The assignment has many benefits for students. An introduction to computing course, for every chapter we studied, we had 10-question assignment focused on calculation involved in computer. Despite all the benefits of the assignment, there are some issues regard to the homework in this course. First of all, students have to illustrate each step, include in solving the problem. That means each question has to be written with its answer step by step. This requires excessive time. On average, it takes students 3 to 5 hours to complete the homework. Second of all, some of the questions have the same ideas with only different numbers. This illustrates that we have to show our work again, step by step, just like we did in the previous question. These homework assignments need a lot of time and effort to be done. We hope our professor to be considerate and add short questions which require less time and less steps, as multiple choice questions and fill in the blanks, and reduce the number of the questions in the homework, because with fewer questions we can practice and gain knowledge of the same thing. On the other hand, the quizzes. The quiz time for answering should be longer. The reason for that is to answer one question, you have to do many steps to reach the correct and final answer. With a basic calculator, the quiz includes different types of questions. In spite of that, the time for the quiz was not enough at all. We hope the professor to be considerate, knowing that most of the grade depends on the quiz and homework. We believe that professors should increase the minute of the quiz. Another thing is that in the midterm exam, students were allowed to use only basic calculator. A basic calculator permits the user to do simple functions such as addition and multiplication. It also limits the option of having multiple operations in the same input. Using basic calculator takes extra time to solve the question. We think allowing the student to use scientific calculator would be much better and cause less stress during the exam, and it will save a lot of time. Finally, some of the professors set the quiz afternoon, which is not fair for some students who don't have the ability to take the quiz in such time. We as students find it difficult to do the quiz with all these hardness. We hope the professor understand our situation due to online studying and organize a unified hour to set the quiz for all the students.
Addressing the issues mentioned is very crucial to ensure the success of students. There are many benefits that will result from implementing the solutions discussed, and they are as follows. First, motivate students to study, improve their overall grades, enhance their productivity, as they will be less stressed, and ensure students acquire a more comprehensive understanding of topics. This semester is very detrimental for students wishing to further their study in the Faculty of Computing and Technology. So we urge faculty members to address these issues and implement the solutions that we have discussed in this presentation. Thank you all for listening.